Should you buy a new build in North Texas right now? The hidden tax that nobody talks about, especially the sales rep at these new construction communities. Builder incentives are prolific everywhere in North Texas right now, covering closing costs, doing buy downs, giving you free upgrades. But oftentimes there is a built-in property taxing unit built into that property that a lot of buyers don't understand. And it doesn't go away. Let me show you a real example going on in Denton, Texas right now. What sparked this video was I saw a property outside the city limits, specifically the ETJ, which is basically just outside city limits, Denton County. So we're gonna compare two homes in Denton, Texas around the $290,000 purchase price mark. So the whole reason that I am doing this video, I had a client who saw a new build in Legends Ranch. So this is a DR Horton new build community outside the city limits of Denton, Texas. It's in the ETJ, which is extraterritorial jurisdiction. Basically, it's in the county. There's no city tax, which sounds amazing, right? Looking at these numbers, this new build with the homestead exemption applied, property taxes are about $5,544 a year. That's about $462 a month. Let's add the HOA in there of $58 a month. Did I mention this isn't in the city limits? This means no city services as far as trash. I actually called DR Horton up because I was curious about this, and trash service is not included with the HOA. So you pay $58 HOA, plus you have to cover your trash service privately on your own. So now you're around $550 a month before you even touch the loan. So before you touch the principal and interest and the homeowner's insurance. So now let's jump into $280 a month of this monthly payment. That is the MUD tax. So MUD, PID, they have different names. What that is these major developers, they approach the county and they say, hey, we want to develop here, but we're not in the city limits. We need to bring in city water. We need to bring in city sewer and things like that. So what happens is they make this sweetheart deal and they say, hey, the county says, because they know they're going to get some big tax revenue with property taxes. They say, look, we will bring in those city services that you need, but we're going to need to get paid for this. So we're going to create a MUD. It's this taxing unit. So we're going to foot the bill to the future resident. Okay, so now we're going to compare this to a property that I found for sale right now in the city limits of Denton. So this one, it's a similar price. It's inside the city limit and there's no HOA, there's no MUD tax, and you get the full city benefits. So what does that look like? One, you get to vote in city elections. Take that for what it is. You get city services like trash included. So here's the real deal. Builders incentives, what do they really do? They reduce the interest rate, the closing costs. They might throw some upgrades in there. These are all great things, but some things that they don't remove, the extra taxing unit, the MUD or the PID, HOA. What they don't affect whatsoever are these permanent costs. What I mean by that is tomorrow, if you inherit some funds or you just want to go pay the property off, by that I mean pay off the mortgage, you're still going to have these higher taxes. So look, I want to be clear. I live outside the city limits in Denton County. I'm technically in the ETJ, which is extraterritorial jurisdiction. What that really means is you're not in the city limits. I don't have an HOA. I only pay the county and Denton ISD taxes. So my taxes are much lower and I don't have to do the city permits to do things that I want to do with my property. The issue here is that you pay higher taxes and you still have all the restrictions because you have that HOA there. So my advice here and the advice I give clients, if you're looking into a new build, make sure that you really like the location and you're okay with the lot size. Also look more long-term. Those incentives, they're really great in the here and now, but over time, these really eat into your wealth. You may notice here, these examples, I did not go into principal and interest, PMI, things like that. If you're interested or you're kind of on the fence with maybe buying a property at a new build community or buying one that's existing, reach out to me. I personally live here in Denton County. I'd love to help you out. And if you need help getting in touch with a real estate agent, I know several good ones. Give me a shout.